Alamin ang mga operation strategy ni Michael Ang ng Tiger Machinery and Industrial Corporation at Bong Trinidad ng FDT Brokerage Corporation. Ano ang kahalagahan nito sa isang negosyo? Entrepinoy, ngayong Biyernes, alas 10 ng gabi.
Welcome to Entrepinoy. This evening, we promise our entrepreneurs out there to help you develop your operational strategies. When you come up with your operational strategies, you must operate under the 3 critical letters of operations: quality, delivery, and productivity. This evening, we have 2 guests, one from the manufacturing sector, at yung isa naman nasa service sector. At makikita natin, and they will share with us this evening, paano nila minamanage yung quality, paano nila minamanage yung delivery, at paano nila minamanage yung productivity. And we will also take a look at how do they improve it, because strategy for operations is about delivering the promises that you made in marketing. Huwag po kayong aalis at marami tayong sikretong matututunan now that we are doing our operational strategies for 2004. Babalik po kami.
Welcome to Tiger Machinery. Here at Tiger, we believe in delivering the best quality products and services to the delight of our customers. Tiger means T for teamwork, I for innovation, G for globally competitive, E for efficiency, R for reliability. We cater mostly to the heavy industries throughout the Philippines. Those are the cement, mining, aggregates, sugar, power plants, and other allied industries throughout the Philippines. So this is our pattern shop. This is where the drawing goes. Pagkatapos ng sketching, drawing sa engineering department. Dito ginagawa yung wooden pattern para exact replica ng gusto naming tunawin na bakal. So ito yung pinakaunang step sa foundry. After the pattern, andyan yung pattern, molding section na tayo. Yung molding section, pagtapos ng pattern gawin, lalagyan siya ng sand. Yung sand na yun, yun ang magiging parang cavity niya para sa melting.
Now I have to let you go. I have to let you go. You left a stain on every one of my good days, but I am stronger than you know. I have to let you go.
After molding, tapos na linisin, tatanggalin yung kahoy, yung pattern, pipinturahan yon. After that, sa melting na. Dito tinutunaw yung bakal. Yung bakal na yon ay ibubuhos dun sa mold para mabuo yung desired shape kung ano man ang kailangan ng customer. Our vision is to be the tiger in metal casting, fabrication, machine shop, and allied services throughout Asia.
Welcome back to Entrepinoy. You know, when you're doing your operational strategies, you cannot get away from looking at the quality aspect, the delivery aspect, and the productivity aspect. You know, when you do a strategy for operations, hindi mo pwedeng kalimutan yung tatlong ito. Pero para maintindihan natin how operations work, we must first understand the processes involved. Earlier, we saw how Michael's business, Tiger Machinery, the process they had from foundry to fabrication and to machining. This time I will ask Pong. Pong, your business is in customs brokerage. What are the processes involved there?
Well, first, I would like to define the business. Basically, we provide or we help our clients to release their shipments from customs. It can be sea, pier, or sa land. And also sa air, which is
Okay.
in NAIA. And the process, it starts from the client will call the office having the said documents.
So, importante, dokumento mo na meron.
Yes.
Okay.
And pag nakumpleto yung documents na yon, papapuntay namin doon, then doon na mag-start ang process sa customs.
So, you start the paper chase, so to speak.
Yes.
Making the papers move so that finally, whatever it is, the shipment is brought out of the pier or the airport and delivered to the
Warehouse.
customers of the
Yeah.
okay, the customer's warehouse. Fine. Now, so let's talk about now managing the quality, right? What are your quality strategies, right, in making sure that the quality is met? Let's start with you, Pong, on that one.
Well, basically, in my case, I categorize my clients into two. One are the traders, those importers who, of course, import trading goods
And sell.
And second are manufacturers or who imports raw materials.
Okay.
Now, in each category, they have different kinds of definition of quality.
Okay.
Like for instance, traders, they define quality as price sensitivity. On the other hand, the manufacturers or the raw materials who imports raw materials, they define quality as time-based. So the shorter the delivery, the better for them.
Kasi ayaw nila tumigil ang planta nila.
Exactly.
So how do you make sure, Pong, na they're able to meet the requirements, that you're able to meet their requirements pagdating sa quality as defined?
Okay, ang setup ko, Andy, sa company ko is, I call it SBU, Strategic Business Unit. Now, in my industry kasi, pagka lumagpas ng 5 to 6 clients, napapabayaan na yung 7, 8, 9 clients. Yes.
Okay.
Now, to address that concern, the SBU, the Strategic Business Unit, nalimit siya ng 3 client only. So therefore, personalized ang service. So meaning, alam nila yung pattern or behavior ng shipment ng bawat clients.
Okay, so what you're able to do is you're making sure maintain the quality by limiting the number of clients your people have. Michael, in your case, how do you make sure that quality is met?
Well, similarly to Pong, the customer is the one who defines the quality.
Okay.
For us, we start by the drawing naman, by the specification. The specification is being approved muna by the customer bago namin i-start yung trabaho.
So parang sinisigurado mo, Mr. Customer, ito yung drawing, ito nga ba talaga bago tayo mag-umpisa?
Yeah, exactly.
So you are fixing the quality with the customer. Pinapapirma mo siya.
Yeah, yung specs, yung kanong material gagamitin, ano yung size, everything.
I see. So maybe let me tell you that from the start, a quality aspect of your strategy is first making sure that quality is defined not by you, but by the customer.
Yes.
Sabi nga nila, you look at the two examples, isa sa service, isa sa manufacturing, na yung quality was defined by the customer. And you now find systems and processes to make sure it happens. In the case of Pong, it's limiting the number of accounts being held by an SPU.
Yes, exactly.
And in the case of Michael, it is being able to agree with the customer in writing na ito yung ating pinag-usapan. So, these are part of your operational strategies to make sure quality is maintained and given to the customer. When we come back, we will talk about the second aspect of operational strategies. Having met the quality requirements, the issue is delivery. Kailan natin maibibigay sa customer yung kailangan niya? We'll be right back with both Pong and Michael.
Kayo mga entrepreneur dyan, marami kayong matututuhan sa pagninegosyo. Ang unang dapat nyo matandaan, huwag kayong matakot. Magtiwala kayo sa sarili natin. Believe ako sa inyo. Magsama kayo para lalong malakas ang loob ninyo.
This segment, we will now talk about strategies that may affect delivery. Again, let me start with Michael. Okay? Now, how do you make sure na yung promise date ng delivery mo makukuha?
We start by having a plan, a monthly plan, kung ano yung load, and then kung gaano katagal gawin, we plan it, and then we monitor it almost on a daily basis.
Almost on a daily. And how exactly do you monitor that, Michael?
For us, it's by meeting. We have a daily meeting with the managers and the supervisors, and then we ask them kung ano na status ng trabahong to.
So per trabaho ang monitoring mo.
Yes.
Hindi per ano load ng makina.
No.
It is a matter of ano ba kailan matatapos ito?
Yeah,
ano
ano
ba
na
ang status
status?
ito?
Yeah.
Ito ba ay madi-deliver according to the promised
Yes.
dates? So you're doing it on a daily basis,
On a
and
daily
you have a fundamental production plan, sabi nga
Yes.
nila, para yung makuha delivery. Pong, sa'yo, ganun din ba style mo?
Sa akin, medyo similar kay Mike in the sense that we'll take the case of one of my category, the manufacturing.
Okay.
We make it a point na within 3 days, may deliver yung goods.
Sabi mo nga, di ba, pagdating dyan sa manufacturing, you described it in our earlier segment, ang importante sa kanila, delivery.
Yes.
Okay, so paano mo sinisigurado yung delivery nila? 3 days ka mo?
Yes, 3 days kasi again, time is very important to them. The longer it takes, the more cost the mas malaking perang
And not only that, baka tumigil yung planta nila.
Exactly.
Kasi wala silang materyales. So, ano ibig sabihin ng 3 days yan? Paano mo minomonitor yung 3 days na yan?
Okay, for instance, with the SBU approach, familiarized na yung person na yon. So, ina-anticipate niya na. So, basically, we measure it by hours. Like, for instance,
Every hour, nire-report sa head office ano na ang status.
yes, exactly. We allot time, for instance, from our place to get the documents ng client namin, we give it at least 1 hour. Then from the customs, in every division,
Every step.
yes, every
May oras yan.
measured.
And that's being monitored every hour.
Yes, the customs representative will report sa office.
Now, if your SBU head or may hawak ng account, ay na-discover na yung oras na binibigay sa activity ito, palagay natin doon sa customs, ay lumalagpas doon sa allotted time, who makes the call? Siya o doon sa opisina tatawag?
Basically, it's still the office. Sometimes, what we do is that pagka tumagal sa isang division, normally nababawi naman namin sa delivery or sa several divisions na we can cut time.
So, ibig sabihin, kapag may sitwasyon ganun, nagpapapunta na ng tao doon sa next division, kumbaga asikasuhin na para pagdating doon, nakahanda na lahat.
Yes, basically, yes.
I see. Going back to you, Michael, right? What I think we've talked about at this point is how do you keep the promise of delivery? Now, let's talk about part of strategy is also improving this delivery time. Paano ba na-improve yung delivery time in your case? What are your strategies to improve delivery time?
Yes, Andy. What we plan to do right now is that we will produce some of the parts prior sa paghingi ng customer.
So, ibig sabihin, are you telling me, Michael, kahit walang order sila, ipoproduce mo? Di ba, I thought, ang negosyo mo is, may order, may PO, tapos puproduce mo kasi custom yan. You do not produce to inventory, you produce to order. And now you're telling me you will produce to inventory?
Yeah. Ang ano naman namin is because we monitor the life of each part, alam namin kung gaano katagal, kailan siya masisira.
Bigyan mo ako isang example yan. Ano bang mga piyesang ito?
An example is a roller.
Okay. Saan ito ginagamit? Sa conveyor?
No, sa pag-grind ng mga materials.
Okay.
Minsan, meron kaming warranted life. Example is 12,000 hours.
Okay.
So pag naabot na yung 12,000 hours, we can already start producing or nandyan na siya.
Naghahanda ka na?
Nakahanda na.
I see. Kasi parang sinasabi mo, since kayo gumawa, alam nyo materials, alam nyo yung gamit, you can anticipate yung wear niya, yung mechanical wear.
Yes.
So parang sinasabi mo, bago sila umorder, alam kong o-order na yan, malapit na gagawin. And ano naman ang benepisyo nito sa customer?
Well, of course, wala silang downtime, which is sa mga customers namin, it's going to cost them millions for a day of downtime.
So ibig sabihin, they don't have to wait for the fabrication or the metal working time.
Yes.
Tapos na kasi.
Yeah.
Kasi ang inuunahan mo, hindi mo na kailangan mag-import, mas mabilis sa amin. How about you, Pong? What are your strategies to improve your delivery time?
For instance sa akin, ang experience ko, Andy, is minsan yung cash na shorten ng client namin. So we offer assistance financially.
So parang nag-advance ka?
Yes, because
Kasi minsan, naghihintay kasi ang tagal maglabas ng pera doon sa kliyente.
exactly. So we do the cash out for them in behalf para to meet the deadline.
Para mas mabilis.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. You notice what our two friends are sharing with us. They have strategies to make sure that delivery is met, yet they do not stop. They continue to think of strategies to improve the delivery. In the case of Pong, it may be in the form of being ready to make advances just because there is delay in the client side releasing the money. Kaya ko naman, kay Michael, it is, since alam niyang masisira yan, hindi naman forever yan, sila gumawa alam na nga natin na, hey, let me now start to produce it as early as now so that my client doesn't have to wait for the lead time in production. So actually, the lesson we could learn here is that you don't have to live by the lead times. If you can anticipate the lead time, you could prepare and essentially shorten the time.
Yes.
When we get back, we will talk about the third aspect of an operation strategy. We'll talk about productivity management. How's that? Welcome back to Entrepinoy. The third segment, as promised, we'll talk about productivity management. Strategies that will make sure that productivity is met. In the industries of these two persons, one is manufacturing, one is service, you want but cannot help but manage productivity. Why? Because once Michael wins a bid, the price is fixed. Right, Michael?
Yes.
And if you now go beyond the cost that you calculated, kakanin yan, margins na.
Yeah, and I will shoulder it.
And you will have to shoulder. You cannot pass on to the customer. Pagdating kay Pong, ganyan din
Quotations.
Pag nag-quotation ka na, this is how much it will cost you for me to deliver my services. Kapag lumagpas dyan, kakanin yan, margins mo na. Yung pinatong mo, which is supposed to go and pay for your profits, sometimes overhead, etc., etc. Right? So, very critical that we are able to come up with strategies to make sure we manage our productivity or manage our margins. Let me start with Pong. How do you manage your margins?
Well, for instance, Andy, it's monitored. So we have a budget. For instance, sa processing fee namin, meron kaming allotted amount. Now, lahat ng customs representative namin knows na hindi sila pwedeng lumagpas sa amount na yon. Now, at the second thing, it is more on profit sharing.
Okay.
So, the less they spend sa shipment, the more they get in return.
So, ito yung tinatawag mong SBU, di ba?
Yes.
Yung Strategic Business Unit. And this is by account, by person.
Yes, exactly.
So, may budget kayong pinag-usapan, alam ng tao mo, okay, kung ito yung ating costing dyan,
Yes.
ito yung ating quotation dyan,
Yes.
and you're saying that if they're able to do it below the cost that's been agreed upon, there is something in it for them.
Yes, exactly.
Very, very interesting. How about sa'yo, Michael? How do you make sure na what you said in your costing will be what is going to be incurred?
Well, as similar to Pong's, what we do is that we monitor. What we do is a weekly monitoring of cost variance analysis. Ang ginagawa namin nung una was just to monitor kung ano yung nande-deliver. And then we will look, nalugi ba to?
So, kumita tayo.
Kumita tayo. But the next step we took was that even the work in process, minomonitor namin yun.
Ito yung tinatawag natin cost accounting, di ba?
Yes.
Where you take a look at your variance in terms of what? Materials, also in labor. And what else do you do, Michael?
We also set up, similarly to Pong's, is that at the end of the year, if the company has extra profits, then we share it to our employees.
So one common strategy the two of you have done is to be able to make sure productivity, all right, is achieved. That you set up a gain sharing process. That a gain in productivity is something that is shared by the people who have control on what that productivity result will be. Now, let me move on to another part. That is managing productivity. Now, how do you make sure that productivity continues to improve? Paul, can I start with you on that one?
For me, continuous improvement is through training. And secondly, in our company, we conduct customer satisfaction survey. Because once in a while, we need to check if the definition of quality
It's still the same.
is the same. Yes.
I see. Michael, kung sa kanya, to improve quality, it is in the area of training people. Kasi service siya eh.
Yes.
Wala siyang equipment eh. Eh sa'yo, paano mo improve ang productivity ng mga tao mo?
Sa amin, we try to look for ways to improve the process, and then we also invest in new machines, technologies,
I see.
sa kung ano yung mga bago na mag-improve yung speed, yung quality ng product namin.
So, in effect, what we're seeing, how these two people are doing it, improvement of quality, delivery, and productivity, and especially productivity, is done through training, pag service ka. No? Kapag kung ka naman, manufacturing ka, the improvement of quality, delivery, and productivity may be found in technology improvement, process improvement, equipment improvement. So, medyo magkaiba, pero kasi sa kanya, nagdadala tao eh.
Yeah.
Sa'yo nagdadala malamang equipo. Although may tao pa rin.
Yeah, meron din training.
Meron din training, pero mas the highly trained people without very good equipment is not going to deliver your product as well, correct? Now, maybe let's spend this last few minutes of this show. Anong advice pwede niyong ibigay sa mga entrepreneur dyan na nag-iisip ng operational strategies nila? Can we start with you, Michael?
Well, in operations, you have to look at the details. Hindi, example sa amin, when you look at the drawing, maari kasi yung maliit na bagay sa'yo ay malaking bagay pala pag-deliver mo. So, if you make a mistake, then the customer will not be satisfied with the quality.
So
Therefore,
you're saying operationally, dapat madetalye ka.
Yes.
Pag operation, hindi pwede yung broad strokes.
Yes.
So, yan ang advice mo. Kailangan tignan mo yung mga detalye.
Yeah. Every single detail dapat nakapasa sa'yo or na-check mo na bago mo dineliver yung product.
I see. Sa'yo, Pong.
Well, basically, Andy, sa akin, quality is defined by our customers. Normally kasi, ang problema, tayo nag-define ng quality eh. Now, for you to understand the definition of quality, ang ginagawa ko is I give customer satisfaction survey
All the time.
all the time and continuous improvement. Then from there, you can understand what quality means for that specific customers or client.
I see. Now, let's take a look at the advice they're giving. No? Sinasabi ni Pong, intindihin mo muna yung quality. And the quality is defined by your customer. Kasi pag pali ang definition mo ng quality, lahat ng operational strategies mo, gibayan. Walang ibig sabihin na.
Exactly.
Sabi naman ni Michael, pag nalaman mo na yung customer quality definition, pwede ba himayin mo yung detalye, all the little points, all the little processes, and all the little things that lead up to quality. You know, maraming salamat for sharing with us this evening. I'm sure maraming natuto na naman sa atin dito sa ating Entrepinoy.
Okay.
You know, next week when we come back, we will see a world-class Entrepinoy who is able to bring large firms, global firms, down to their knees. Watch out for that show next week. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's very, very good that you joined.
In behalf of the